Hello, good day, everyone. Welcome to Final Coverage. We are going to talk about the perspective of universal values. We are going to talk about those core values that we need to inculcate and internalize in ourselves in order for us to attain or obtain the peace, the freedom, the social justice, and so on and so forth. Okay, so I have here the universal values according to the United Nations. We have the peace, we have the freedom, we have the social progress, equal rights, and human dignity. But universal values are also more acutely needed in this age of globalization than ever before. So every society needs to be bound together by common values so that its members know what to expect of each other and have some principles, shared principles by which to manage their differences without resorting to violence. Okay? So, in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, they proclaim that everyone has the right to a standard of living adequate for the health and well-being of himself of his family. Okay? May sarili-sarili tayong we have rights. Okay? So, including food, clothing, housing, medical care, and necessary social services. That is our basic rights. Okay? So first we need to talks about the peace. What does peace or world peace means? Okay? So in the concept of an ideal state of happiness, we have the freedom and also peace within and among all the people and nations on earth, on the planet Earth. So we attain world peace if we are globally educated. At the same times, we should know its roots or yung heart ng peace na yon. Okay, so cultural relativism is one way to stop discrimination and have a peaceful world. Okay, so in order for us to have a peace, we should always know or we should always be aware on the cultures of others because we are now living in the threshold of 21st century and the world is very diverse right now. Okay, so magkakaiba tayo. Magkakaiba tayo ng kultura, ng tradisyon, ng beliefs. So in order for us to have a peaceful life, kinakailangan should uplift the acceptance and tolerance and spread love around the world. Okay, so that's the main roots and the main heart of this world peace. To accept one another, to accept the flaws of one another, the cultures of one another, and never compare to yourself. Because every one of us has a unique personality and unique characteristics of life. Okay, so it's also important to understand the cultural diversity of one another. Okay, so peace has to be seen as a basic condition. Peace has to be seen as a basic condition for freedom and happiness. For without peace, there cannot be real freedom. True enough naman kasi. Okay, so sinabi ni General Kofi Annan that he emphasizes that progress, equal rights, human dignity are acutely needed in this age of globalization. So kung matatandaan nyo, si Kofi Annan was a Nobel Peace Prize Secretary General of the United Nations between 1997 to 2006. And he was also the founding chair of Kofi Annan Foundation. Okay, Kofi Annan Foundation seeks to mobilize political and also political will to overcome threats to peace and also development and also the human rights. So that's why he emphasizes the progress, the equal rights, and the human dignity. Okay? So Annan further stated in the Millennium Declaration that all states reaffirm certain fundamental values as being essential to the international relationship in the 21st century. So we have these 6 fundamental values he stated. We have the freedom, we have the equality, we have the solidarity, we have the tolerance, we have the respect for nature, we have the shared responsibility. Okay? So there is also a basic fundamental core values that we should know. Okay, we have the love, the life, and the happiness. So the function of the most of these basic values is to make possible for every human to realize or maintain the very highest or most basic universal of life, of love and happiness. Okay? So we have freedom. So freedom means the experience of unrestricted and to be as much as possible independent of social pressure of others. Okay? So we can say in ourselves we can attain freedom if we choose our careers, our guide paths on our own. Okay? So freedom from all kinds of stress, worry, anxiety, problems, or obligations, and even fears, especially freedom in oppression, freedom to choose your personal development, okay, your career. So many people in the world, it would be much easier to attain happiness if others in their society would show a little more respect for the value of freedom of all other people in that society. Okay, so we have the social. So we have the social progress. Okay, so in here, social progress is defined as the capacity of a society to meet the basic human needs of its citizens, establish the building blocks that allow citizens and communities to enhance and sustain the quality of their lives, and create the condition for all individuals to reach their full potential. So it is also a right for us be to have a personal development in ourselves. We should always be have a growth development in ourselves. So in that way, kinakailangan dapat tayo ang mag-choose. Okay? So social progress also talks about having a stable jobs. Okay? So modernization is typical result of social change. So abrupt integration of technology. So kung makikita nyo ngayon, kung hindi nag-function ang DepEd and the ICT departments having the online platforms of education, we cannot say that there is a social progress in education in the Philippines. Pero pero nung ang DepEd, ang Department of Education integrates the ICT or integrates the technology, the abrupt integration of technology at this time of pandemic, there's a social progress. Okay? So research supports the development of effective measurement tools for social progress. Just like for example, some research must say na hindi lahat, okay, hindi lahat sa Philippines ang makakapag-attend sa online classes because of unstable internet connections, wala silang gadgets, wala silang laptops, wala silang cellphones na gagamitin for online classes. That's why the Department of Education have two modes of education. We have the online learners and we have the offline learners. Wherein the online learners, they can attend through Zooms or any online applications, and also in the offline learners, they have to undergo the modular approach. Okay? Magmo-modular or yung mga modules na binibigay na ng mga DepEd or binibigay na ng mga teachers. Okay? So, in short, social progress is a necessary component of development. So, healthy and educated individuals are far more able to contribute to the well-being and the advancement of their societies. Okay? So we have here equal rights. So in equal rights, equality originates from aquilis or equis or equalities. Okay, these are old French or Latin words. These French or Latin words mean even, level, or equal or equilibrium. There is equal or fair treatment to all others. Just like for an example, what is the difference between equality and equity? So when we say equality, it is a fairness. Okay? Kahit mayaman ka man o mahirap, kung anong ibibigay ng gobyerno, mabibigyan ka rin. That's equality. Pero kapag sinabi nating equity, kung mayaman at saka mahirap, alin doon ang mas tutulungan mo para mas umangat? Okay? Tutulungan mo ang mahirap para mas umangat sila, para maipantay sila sa mediocrity na life ng Philippines natin. Okay? So that's the difference between equality and equity. Just like I will give you just a situation. Okay? Ang scholarship program ng mga departments or mga offices, just like for example, ang CHED, okay? Ang most na binibigyan nila is ang mga mahihirap but deserving. Okay? So, pili lang ang makukuha. Dahil kung bibigyan mo lahat, pati ang mga mayayaman, that's equality. Pero kung bibigyan mo lang yung mga mahihirap kasi para makapag-aral sila, that's equity. Okay? So, every person has claims to equality. Okay? So, every one of us has the basic rights to education, mga ganyan. Equality to education, equality of having a fair rights, mga ganyan. Okay, so next is the two forms of legal or formal equality. So equality before law and equal protection of the law. So what is to be noted here is that the legal member of the legal association can legitimately claim that all citizens must treated equally by law and no discrimination is to be allowed. So if equality is violated, justice will not be achieved. So justice is always hand in glove with equality. Okay, so there should be no piece of discrimination. So we have also here the human dignity. Okay, so human dignity comes from the Latin word dignitas, which means worthiness. Okay, so worthiness having meaning is having adequate or great merit, character, or value. Okay, so a worthy successor or commendable excellence of merit. Okay, so dignity is the right of a person to be valued and respected for their own sake, of their own sake. Okay, so to be treated ethically. So kinakailangan kung may respeto ka sa sarili mo, kinakailangan irespeto ka rin ng mga ibang tao. Okay, so that's the maxims na paulit-ulit na lang na sinasabi. So, dignity implies that each person worthy of honor and respect for who they are, not for just what they can do. So, in other words, human dignity cannot be earned and cannot be taken away. Yan ang tatandaan nyo, ha? Dignity cannot be earned and cannot be taken away. It's it's a gift given to us by God, and every other good thing in life depends on the safeguarding on or our fundamental dignity. So as the universal of the human rights puts its in their quotation that recognition of the inherent dignity of all members of the human family is the foundation of freedom, justice, peace in the world. Okay? So it says that the human dignity originates from God, and it's of God because we are made in God's own image and likeness. So kung anong pinapakita mo kasi sa mga ibang tao, what could be your actions is it exemplifies you as an individuals. Okay? So human beings are qualitatively different from any other living in the world because they are capable of knowing and loving God unlike any other creature. Okay, so believing the dignity of the human person is the foundation of morality. So I have here a set of questions that you need to answer. This is just a self-reflection. So answer conscientiously the questions. Okay, so based from your readings of the above notes, answer the following as the best as you can. Please write your answer in your notebook and place the date of your accomplishments. But you need to comment down your answers, writing your name, course, and your answers. Okay, so thing you do is create a scenario wherein human dignity is compromised. Identify other human values aside from the 5 given in the lecture content, and why are these values necessary for human survival. And 3, discuss why is human dignity is important in this world. Okay? So thank you so much. Stay safe and God bless.